We are at Ross Robinson's studio.
Beautiful Venice Beach in California. We're literally like right on the beach.
We're at Ross Robinson's house.
There's no name for his studio, he told us.
We laid down all the drums with Mikey in that little room as a band. As if we were playing a basement show, so there was just like tons of energy flying around.
We went straight to a 2-inch tape machine and we just jammed it live. It's like we were all there in this tiny little room, ripping as hard as we could. Ross was in there just like, you know, rocking out, throwing cups at me, and not angrily, just to like create excitement. We always want to make our records sound like we do live, and I think Ross has definitely captured that. Like we don't play to a click live, so you know, why put a click on the record?
The thing that's really different on this record is that we're literally doing a song a day. So for bass, vocals, and guitar, we're doing that all like day by day. So we tracked all the drums together.
I think it was like the second day of like us doing like actual like bass and guitars and vocals and stuff. And I laid down the bass.
And the vibe will be so intense from that, and we'll be talking about the song as he's ripping bass. Then I'll immediately go and sing vocals to what Jay's just put down.
Even Ross was like, oh, this isn't normally the way that I do this, but I like how this is working out, so let's do it.
Being able to play against a band that's tracked everything and hearing essentially the finished vocal tracks, it's more exciting to play to.
We crush a song in a day, and it's just like everyone's buzzing about it, and then we set up again, you know, next day at 12, it's like set up for another 14 hours.
You know, the thing is with Ross, it's cool because he doesn't really like come in and change like the parts that we're playing specifically. He's letting us really have the freedom to do what we want to do, and then he'll come up with crazy ideas that just kind of layer and texture things on top and underneath, and a lot of things we wouldn't think of, like, you know, a lot of hidden clean parts or just like vibe kind of things, like Frankensteining a million different pedals together and seeing what kind of weird sounds come out. And who knows, sometimes we record just the feedback because that alone is creating such a cool, weird, atmospheric kind of texture. We've worked on these songs for 6 months and like bashed them out to the nth degree that we possibly can, to where we're exhausted, and then we bring them into him, and he has made this whole other Frankenstein monster from that, and it's super cool, and I'm really happy about it.
So something like a...
Oh yeah, because it's in drop C, right? So
I already like that one. Okay.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds way worse to me. I thought it sounded really cool.
You know you're in the right house when you show up and there's a framed Strange Brew print on the wall. So we brought it into the studio for maximum Canadian vibes. And then we have a loop of Trailer Park Boys constantly playing. We watched all 7 seasons in the first 3 days, and then all 3 movies, and now we're starting again at episode 1, season 1.
Although we're already at like almost season 4, so we'll probably make it through 3 times.
Yeah,
on the
at
record.
least 3 or 4.
You need to watch Goon.
Yeah, we also need to watch Goon.
Awesome
Yeah,
Canadian
we need to
hockey
show Ross
movie.
Goon, Fubar,
Oh yeah,
and then we should all watch that again.
And then we should all watch Strange Brew again.
Ross definitely wants to get something out of you that isn't just perfection.
I think because everything's so personal, like, it's about all of our experiences, you know, so everyone's thinking about this idea.
Go. Like, he'll just hit record when you're not ready, and, you know, his whole vibe is that mistakes make him happy, because that's where, like, you know, a lot of hidden creative genius will come, and this spontaneous kind of noises and weird things you might try because you're not thinking about it. It's kind of like you're just feeling it instead of, thinking.
Because it's more about emotion over technicality.
We're not perfect, we're human, and I think that shines through. It's really like us just playing. There's no, there hasn't been any samples put on the drums. It's just the drums straight up how they came out.
He's like, you're a punk band and you're playing passionate songs that you're, obviously like emotionally connected to. So he's like, I don't want you to sit in a chair while you play this song that you're putting all of your energy into.
It's kind of like letting go. Not being hard on yourself and saying like, oh, I like screwed that up, and like you got to kind of shut your brain off like you're playing live.
All Hail Odorous, it's like all of us thinking about Dave Rocky and like why we would even give a shit to write that song and what that means to us. And here's Ross just like fueling that, like, yeah, like that's why you're doing this, is because like you give a shit and because you care.
This is kind of what we wanted, was somebody that is changing the game plan, throwing the wrench in the gears and saying like, no, you don't have to do it this way. Like, this is the way you know how to record, but I'm going to show you a different way.
Ross is sitting there and he expects you to perform the best show of your life in front of him, like, and then he just happens to press record.
Let everything that's fake and bullshit kind of fall to the wayside, and just like you're left with like a raw, open wound.
You want to tune real quick? No?
Because the other thing I think of with that outro is like, how awesome will that be if like we sing all four of those parts? It's like da 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 da, like, well, you're so pissed in it, it'll be the best. And we don't do all four of those in the like rest of the song. So it's just like,
Yeah, it gives
no drums,
vocals,
just
like,
or
tons
no
of room to breathe and
it'd just be so heavy.
yeah.
From the inside. Fucking drops me to my knees. Holy shit, man. Let's do one more. I think we'll have it. Ready? Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
He's like, oh, he's like, I just came from hanging out with you.
Yeah. So our trick is that Jay sings that way, and I sing that way.
It's like I bashed the pickup.
It goes into this
Yeah, it's getting caught because I think I smashed, or you smashed, or we smashed the pickup further into the body, so the screws are sticking up. Nah, it's not too hard to fix.
Everyone,
There we go.
oh dude, you need to,
I built this guitar, so it's okay.
you know it.
Listen, man, a buddy of mine set up a root driving exam. The DW.
Yeah, there we go. Good as new.
Sweet.
Ross Robinson described in 3 words: best dude ever.
Man, there could be a lot of words. The fucking best, the real deal.
He's peaceful and intense at the same time. He's incredibly smart.
I would say that he is true molten emotion.
That guy's done some crazy shit in his life, and like it's kind of awesome. Like hearing he's like, oh yeah, like he does motocross and stuff, and he like broke his back, but still showed up every day to record. when he was like recording that band. It's like, yeah, you're fucking real, man. You don't fuck around. I love that.
He'll tell us stories about making, you know, Slipknot records and at the drive-in records and stuff, and it's not really different from what we're doing.
But it wasn't necessarily like who he worked with. It was that like you listen to the bands that he's recorded, and he's always been the guy that's made their best albums.
You know, you hear stories about stuff like with producers, like that he throws stuff and like that he's, you know, kind of a wild dude. And then we show up and he's like the nicest, you know, super soft-spoken, like really kind, like really mellow dude. And the only time that he throws things is when he's like just as pumped as we are. Like when you're just as excited and you want to throw a chair, like he's throwing something at you to get you stoked. And yeah, that's the thing. It's just like the 3 weeks we've been doing this is just like, you know, hanging out and making a new friend more so than working on, you know, a record with like a big name producer.
These guys are so into.
Good cut.
Nah, just you're confident about what you're doing. You're playing it, and you're just fucking happy. You know, there's no second guessing. Like if it's new, you're like, and it feels good. You're like, fuck yeah. It's like, yeah, we just go with it. It's super easy, and it's just fun. Great players too, so there's none of that crap going on where people can't play their shit.
It definitely helps though that you're such like a real full-on dude.
Dude,
right?
man.
Like you're a real full-on dude, so you.
If Ross was a poser, it would definitely
not be.
If you didn't have a framed Strange Brew poster,
Shit would have been way different.
How amazing is that? It's so perfect.
So perfect.